On CNN this morning, another eyewitness to the shooting went on to describe what he saw. And he had a blunt take on the shooting and how it ties into what we've seen on so many of these college campuses. And would you just watch the anchor revolt? You can see she's very uncomfortable with him making this tie. What a shock. Watch this.
As you go forward, with what you have seen, can you give us any sense, because you said you looked the shooter in the eyes, can you give us any sense of what you saw in him as he was sort of getting help and people were tending to him as if he too was a victim of seeing this?
Yeah, to be clear, I heard about that part because we were in the secure room when he initially walked in. I just saw him screaming and then being handcuffed. But what I saw in his eyes, I went to Columbia for grad school, and I saw the same thing in his eyes as I saw in the eyes of all the protesters at Columbia. Nothing different between him and them. But they did not create this horrific shooting. They did not, they didn't shoot. They gave permission. They gave the permission. And they have called for this. They have called for Intifada revolution, which is the same thing he yelled last night.
Do you worry that there will be a conflation, though, of the two, those people who are speaking their mind, who really
Obviously
care about
not.
what is happening in Gaza, and those people who are like this person who did this horrific shooting, who intend to do harm?
A conflation. They are calling for Intifada. At Columbia University, they call for Intifada constantly. They're not quietly, they're loud. They're loud. You can hear it. They make recordings of themselves. So what's the difference?
Are you afraid?
Yes.
You're an idiot. That is not what you ask the fucking eyewitness. Oh, she's so worried about the tie he's making to the violence that was just unleashed against two people walking out of this Israel event, and what we're hearing on college campuses literally calling for an intifada against anybody who's pro-Israel. So heaven forbid you make that connection. Sorry, it's obvious. No one's saying, Sarah Sider, that they caused it, that they made this guy do it, but it's exactly the same rhetoric. And, Jewish people are getting a little sick of college campuses allowing these people to run around calling for their murder. It's kind of upsetting. But she recoils at him making the connection. Fuck off. I'm sorry. That's so fucking annoying.